Hi, everybody. So I'm here today with the astrology of the 8th through the 14th of September. Very interesting weekend. I can say that the energies were really active, and I was actually called not to do anything card readings or connecting to those realms over the weekend. So, um, but this week is a little bit different. This week we're focusing the energy. I want to say the most concentrated energy of the week is the energy of Taurus. And that's really like hunkering down and literally doing the work that you need to do to break down walls. Um, there is so much going on as to karmic justice, as to reliving situations and releasing yourself from, I want to say, limitations, because you're seeing things clearly. Two of the retrogrades are going to be strongly influencing this week are Saturn retrograde and Pluto retrograde. Um, but I also need to let you know that under the surface, there is still the Uranus retrograde, the Neptune retrograde, and the Chiron retrograde, which literally removes the blindfold so you can really see situations clearly so you can get yourself free. It's on you if you decide to use this for your greatest good. So, like always, I'm going to go through all the days of the week. I'm going to separate this video in small little bite-sized pieces throughout the entire week. The description part below has the link to my website. If you want an email about this earlier, about this astrology earlier, I recommend you to subscribe to my website, which is below. It's also the only place that you can book appointments with me, which I would recommend you to do if you want to. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for your loving support, all my subscribing family. May you all receive that same blessing that you're sending in my direction. All right. And so let's start. So let's talk about today. Today, the moon will be in Pisces, of course, because we have this massive eclipse we just went through. And then there's a conjunction, which is like, I want to say, a pairing up of the energies of the retrograde of Saturn and Pisces. All right. As I told you before, retrogrades of Saturn and Pisces make us really go introspective and kind of think about, hey, have I been like on the right mindset? Am I trying to ignore something that are really big signs of this is over or this is not working or I need to change like course correction, and something. And with the moon in Pisces and all this Pisces energy, there's going to be like this, I want to say, bipolar energy around us where we're angry and we're happy and we're crying and then we're laughing. And it's kind of like you don't know where your emotions are sitting at the moment. But this is all like, sometimes revealing things to yourself, like being for real with yourself, is hard because you're literally seeing that probably the majority of your life has been something else that influenced the decisions that you were making. This can be trauma, your story and your narrative, the people that you hang around, the religion you grew up in, this country you grew up in, etc., etc. And then you start having like this cold shower getting thrown on you, kind of like revealing to you, holy crap, maybe I should have done something a little bit different. And then we have that internal battle, like, but I'm not the bad guy. That person was the bad guy. And we're trying to justify our actions. And then it's a back and forth until we kind of come to our neutral ground and decide, all right, I don't care who the bad guy is, but it's time for me to do something because it's starting to turn into bullshit. And so just keep that in mind. You're not the only one going through this. The world is going through this. So there are going to be a lot of people that are not good with really talking to themselves and being honest with themselves, that are going to be really explosive and confrontational. So be mindful of that, because at this moment, things are being revealed. What do you really see in front of you? Right? And are you being told it's time to walk away from something? So I hope that you guys have those eyes to see and that open heart to understand what it is that you're being called to do as you move forward. Now the energy on Tuesday starts to shift. This is September 9th. And the energy shifts because of the moon. We get away from this emotionality of Pisces, and we move into the energy of Aries, which makes us kind of explosive, kind of, I want to say, harsh, reactive, but also um, the need to have more authority, more um, stability around you. Okay, so the moon entering Pisces does feel kind of aggressive, especially with the fact that we just got out of an emotion. So my biggest takeaway from this energy is be very mindful about how you react to things, because you just got out of a really emotional week. Because last week was really emotional, a really emotional eclipse. And you have to remember the eclipse affects the day of and 3 days after. So this is going to be going all the way till like at least Wednesday or Thursday. I would be very mindful about the actions I take, the words you say, the reactions you might feel, because this Aries energy, I want to say it's good and bad at the same time. It will give you the fire to move forward, but are you in the right place for that? Right? And so it depends on how this Pisces energy has been affecting you. If it's going to be a productive movement forward, or if it's going to be a explosive negative movement forward. So you have to gauge yourself. Okay. The next thing we have is a trine, so a return of energy. And what is returning is this Venus and Leo energy. Venus and Leo is a really good energy. It creates this attraction, right? Where you are literally a beacon, where people see you and that you are like, you're very passionate. If you were pairing up Aries and Leo together with the sign of Virgo, I can see this as a very sexual energy also. So be careful with your reactions of passion, so that you don't burn yourself. That would be a really good idea. And so as we're going through this energy, I'm seeing like, just be very mindful for Tuesday, because since we are coming out of an energy of, I want to say, great emotions, where we're like super sensitive and we're like having a revisit of all the energies that we've been through. This passion and this drive and this fight and this anger and whatever that's all around you right now, I don't know if it's going to be in a good place. So I would say, watch your step and go slowly. And if you feel very strongly and very passionate about something, reel that in, because I wouldn't trust it a full 100% due to what we just came out of, right? And that's just faring in the, I want to say, safe side. You guys have to gauge your energy, but I would take it slow, right? I hope this helps. Now we're at Wednesday the 10th. Now, the nice thing about Wednesday the 10th is that we're starting to feel like a little bit of the release, like this, of the influence of the full moon, right? And that eclipse. Very impactful eclipse. Depending on who you were talking to, some people were like, stay away from the eclipse, don't do anything on it. Other people are like doing rituals to cleanse and purge. So it depends on the frequency that you were connected to. But that being said, we're going into this energy of September 10th, and the moon enters Taurus. This is good because we're going to have it in Taurus these next 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And Taurus is grounded. It's very settling. It's very like heavy, and it chugs along very nicely to remove obstacles, right? It's stubborn in its movement forward, but I feel like the stubbornness good, especially with all the impactful change that we were seeing from the first 2 weeks, let's say, right? The first week of September and the last week of August, it was just a lot. Okay, so the good thing is the moon is in Taurus. Now we have a square, which is confrontational energies. This is actually the wall. I've told you guys that before. For me, squares are walls that are put in front of you. I have so many in my chart. Let's not talk about Bruno. And so here, Taurus, the energy of the bull that takes down walls, is confronting a wall. And what it's confronting is the Pluto in Aquarius retrograde. Okay, because remember, Pluto is a retrograde in Aquarius. So it is confronting Pluto and Aquarius retrograde. In other words, it is confronting the parts of you that has limited you from being you because you've given your authority, your power, your will to other things, people, places, things, energies, ideas, traumas, etc. So at this moment on Wednesday, you will face a wall. The wall is made to show you where you have been limiting yourself, okay? So this can be a person that comes into your life trying to create a problem. This can be an energy that thinks that it has power when it doesn't. This can be um, a trauma, a thought, a mindset, like some sadness, a belief system that you have in yourself that all of a sudden like freezes you because you thought about it to this day. And what you're being told to use is the energy of Taurus to break down the wall. Okay. So I am actually really liking this energy of the retrograde in Pluto and Aquarius, but you know, I'm all about chaos. I'm a Sagittarius. So it feels like the energy of, okay, so the reason I haven't been able to do this or that or move in the direction I want is because of this thought process, this person, this place, this thing. And you are going to be like, I want to say driven to break that down, the connection, the bonds, the whatever, to break it down so you can move forward. So it feels really good. And I hope you guys use it to break down those limitations. All right, so now we get to Thursday, the 11th. The moon is still in Taurus. We already spoke about how Taurus is very grounded. It breaks down barriers. It moves along. It's very determined, etc., etc. And then we have a triangulation. This is a return of energy, and the return is this energy of Mercury and Virgo, right? Again, this is an energy that's always underlined in all the frequencies because it's going to be there for a minute, a hot minute. And so Mercury is all about communication. It's all about networking. It's all about the belief systems, the way that you communicate, the way that who you decide to mingle with, who you decide um, to express things with, right? And in this energy of it being in Virgo, your words are very practical. You are very clear. You are very precise, and you are strongly understood. So I'm feeling that the grounding energy of both Taurus and Virgo, because Taurus and Virgo are the two earth signs. And if we were thinking about it, the only thing that you are missing, I thought I saw somebody, is the energy of Capricorn, and you would have the trifecta here. So we have this energy kind of telling you have to be grounded, you have to be direct, you have to be clear when communicating stuff because something is coming back and you need to clearly state what it is that you need them to do, right? So this is like telling a person no. This is saying to somebody, I'm going to do this. This is creating strong, I want to say a strong narrative to kind of put all the cards on the table and get things done. So whatever you feel that you feel unclear with. So this let's say that we're working with a person or we're doing something, a project, etc. And there's like this energy of unsureness inside of you or like too vague. I would address the situation or request a meeting or request a conversation with this energy on Thursday because there can be a lot more clear structure that can come through on that Thursday. All right. I hope this helps you. Now we get to Friday the 12th, where we have the last day where Taurus will be influencing us. This is again the moon in Taurus, which makes us practical, which makes us stern, which makes us grounded, etc. Chug along, remove obstacles, etc. Also, the sun is in Virgo. It's been in Virgo this entire time, and it will be in Virgo this entire time. So that's another energy of practicality, stability, seeing things like with your eyes. You will see exactly the steps that you need to take to be able to move forward, right? That being said, Now, we also still have the influence of Mercury in Virgo. So that's the first in the beginning of Friday. Yes, is exactly the same as Thursday. The same. Okay. The only added difference is that there's a sextile. In other words, I call it my net that I cast out in Jupiter in Cancer. So now that we're practical, now that we see clearly, now that we've communicated these things that we need to see clearly, now, etc., we are now casting out our net to fertile ground. We want to expand. We want to grow. We want to be able to live a life that is conducive to our reality with this energy of Jupiter in Cancer. I've been telling you for a while, since you've been looking at my astrology, Jupiter in Cancer is kind of like, I have all these seeds. Where am I going to plant them where they're going to give me the biggest amount of turnaround? These can be ideas. These can be just people you want to friend, communications, groups, whatever. It's kind of like Jupiter is all about good luck, good favor, kind of doing your thing. And when it's in Cancer, that is our root chakra. So what we're doing in actuality is being really practical about what we need to make ourselves feel stable. Is this relationship I am making me feel stable? Is this group I'm aligning to making me feel stable? Is this school I'm going to? Is this career I'm in? Is this job, etc.? You guys, we have so many things going on in our lives. Is this making me feel safe, secure, grounded, stable? Or do I feel unstable? And do I need to uproot these seeds and plant them somewhere else that I feel grounded in? Because this entire, I want to say, rest of the year is planting your seeds, planting your foundation, creating a foundation for yourself that will be conducive of creating the person that you are, that you are, or the person that you believe that you're going to become. So that being said, what is this telling you? Be practical, see what you have to do, see where you have to make some little corrections here and there, and plant your seeds really deep in the ground. All right? I hope this helps you. All right, so now we get to the weekend, and this is Saturday. And we're doing Saturday with Gemini, right? So Saturday and Sunday, the moon will be in the sign of Gemini, which is kind of great, actually. Gemini makes us very talkative. Gemini gives us a lot of ideas. We're creative. We're moving. It's a very strong movement energy. It's a wind energy. So movement of ideas, of thought process of your mind, but also a movement of your mouth because that's how you speak. So the energy is very conducive to literally you creating new realities for yourself. The sun is still in Virgo, of course. So you're very, very practical. You're getting ideas. You're doing checklists. You're getting things done. And then we have this conjunction, which is the connecting energy to all this frequency, is the energy of Mercury and Virgo again. So we have so much energy of Virgo being very structured, grounded, and moving forward in this energy of Mercury that is movement. And so Gemini and Mercury are all about talking, communicating, movement, blah, blah, blah. And it's practical movement. So for those that don't know, there's this thing called neuroplasticity. If you don't know about it, Google it. There's so much information about it. There's even videos of doctors talking about it. Just make sure there's an actual doctor, not some fool in talking, or like medical science professional, not some fool talking their stuff. And neuroplasticity, what it means is when you do different things in your life and you make it consistently shifting, it can be the smallest things, right? You start creating new neural pathways. In other words, new highways in your mind. And these new highways create new connections that open doors to new possibilities, right? So, that's why that whole fake it till you make it work, the law of attraction works, the secret, like all that shit. The reason it works and all this magic stuff, the reason it works is because when you're in a routine, you do this, right? And you're like a horse with those like things on the sides of their eyes. And so the only thing they can see is in front of them. They can't see to their sides, right? So that's that. But if you do something different, one of these kind of peekaboo this way, and the more you do it, it stays down. And now all of a sudden you see this whole entire world you didn't see before. And you do the same thing on the other side. The more you try different things, the more you see a different world. And this is timeline jumping, reality shifting, etc., etc. One of the biggest problems that we have right now is that we are stuck in social media and computers, and we alienate ourselves in little bubbles of people and places and energies that are the same as us. So then we put this on, and then we do this, and then we do this, and do tunnel vision. And so this is allowing yourself the opportunity to move into a different direction so that you can move into a different reality. So what I am saying is that take advantage of it. You're literally being gifted practically an entire month before the following eclipse that we have to like open up and try something new, create new neural pathways, and give yourself the opportunity to be something different. So you choose how long you want to feel stagnant, right? I hope this helps you. Now we get to Sunday. The moon is still in Gemini, just like how it was on Saturday. So this is still a lot of communications. This is either you receiving or you giving, a lot of ideas, you receiving or you like coming up with. A lot of networking, friendliness, yada, yada. You know, you're just going to be a huge people person. All right. Same as Saturday. The thing that changes is this trine energy. So this is a return of energy, something that is cycling back. And we actually had this energy the first week of September and the last week of August. And it's this Mars in Virgo. It's a sense of altruism. It's a sense of justice. It's a sense of taking actions and creating balance in your life. So you've had an entire week of thinking about how you should change things, right? And why not take the weekend to start? That's what it feels like. And now we're almost entering Libra season. Like it's like right around the corner, right? And when Libra season happens, I'm seeing that the shitteth will hitteth the fan, right? But this is literally taking actions in things that you feel will balance out your life. So less talky, more action. Okay? Libra and Gemini are both air. Did you notice the pattern of this week? We had a lot of earth, and then fire, water, and now we have wind. So you're being gifted tools of the different frequencies to help you kind of reestablish yourself, because this is all about pushing the agenda of your change, right? So I would take this Sunday to see what feels out of balance in your house, your friend groups, your mind, your spirituality. And then it's time to clean house. It's time to fix things. So keep that in mind, because you're literally going to feel like this impulse to clean, get rid of, balance out, and restructure. It's going to be for your good. Trust us. All right. I hope this helps you.